Why haven't we seen Beyoncé's son in years? No Instagram posts, no paparazzi sightings, no stage cameos. Meanwhile, Blue Ivy is out here winning Grammys, and Rumi is making random appearances at the Super Bowl. But Sir Carter? It's like he vanished. And just when things started to cool off, here comes Hazel-E, yes, that Hazel-E popping up on Tasha K's messy podcast, casually suggesting that Sir Carter might have a brain issue. Oh, and if that wasn't enough chaos, she basically co-signs Kanye West's now-deleted tweet, where he used a slur to describe Beyoncé and Jay-Z's twins. Yeah, that tweet. So now the internet is spiraling again. Is Sir Carter okay? Is Beyoncé hiding something? Did Kanye expose something real under all his rants? Or is this just another case of messy people speaking on things they have no business talking about? Either way, this is the one rumor Beyoncé cannot seem to shake. And the silence from the Carter camp is only making it worse. Because when Beyoncé doesn't address something, that's when people dig even deeper. Let's get into it. Because this scandal, it's not just about Sir Carter anymore. It's about privacy, power, and the danger of letting the internet tell your story for you. For real, these rumors didn't start with Kanye. They've been bubbling under the surface for years. Internet sleuths and shady blogs have been whispering about Sir Carter ever since the twins were born. And no, not because of anything Beyoncé or Jay-Z said, but because of what they didn't say or show. See, Beyoncé might be the queen of privacy, but even she knows how to strategically let fans in when it benefits her brand. We've seen Blue Ivy all over the place. Renaissance tour, Grammys, movie voiceovers, even her own fan base at this point. Rumi, she's had her little cameos too. But sir, it's been literal years since anyone saw him. Like, is this child in the witness protection program or what? And because this is the internet where people can't leave anything alone, the theories started forming. People began asking, why is Beyoncé hiding just Sir? Why are there photos of Rumi dancing at shows, but Sir is always MIA, even when they're all supposed to be there? It's giving very intentional omission. And you know how the internet works. If you leave a blank, people will fill it with chaos. Some fans assumed Sir just doesn't like the spotlight. Others, more conspiratorial, started whispering maybe there's a health issue. Maybe something happened. Maybe Beyoncé's silence isn't just about privacy. It's about protection. The wild thing? Beyoncé knows how cruel the internet can be. She's seen it firsthand with Blue. So when people noticed how different her approach was with Sir, it didn't take long for folks to assume there was something deeper going on. But that's just the beginning. Because once Kanye entered the chat, all hell broke loose. Now here's where things go from low-key messy to full-blown internet firestorm. Hazel-E, who's been MIA from relevance for a minute, just reinserted herself into the spotlight in the most chaotic way possible. She popped up on Tasha K's podcast, because of course it was Tasha K, and basically tossed gasoline on the Sir Carter rumors. In the interview, Hazel didn't even try to be subtle. She straight up said the twins might have some kind of issue, and fans are just waiting for Beyoncé to tell the truth. Excuse me? Since when does Beyoncé owe the internet a medical report on her kids? But Hazel didn't stop there. She accused Beyoncé of locking the kids in a room and acting like they don't exist anymore, as if we're talking about some forgotten Sims character. She framed it like Beyoncé's trying to hide her children instead of protect them. And that's a bold claim to make when you're sitting across from Tasha K, the queen of lawsuits and libel. Then she dropped the wildest bomb of all. She casually mentioned that some people think Sir might not even be alive anymore. Like, what? Just throwing out death rumors about someone's 6-year-old son on a podcast? That's not just messy, that's reckless. What's really bold is that Hazel-E framed all of this like she's doing the public a favor, like she's advocating for awareness. Girl, nobody asked you to be the spokesperson for Beyoncé's family. This wasn't advocacy. It was clout chasing dressed up as concern. And while most people instantly shut Hazel down, the damage was already done. Her words went viral, clips were chopped, captions added, and suddenly TikTok and Twitter were flooded with theories, rehashes, and what-ifs. But here's the thing. Hazel didn't come up with this out of nowhere. She was feeding into the very same narrative Kanye had already lit on fire. Which brings us straight into the next layer of this messy web. If Hazel-E fanned the flames, Kanye West built the fire pit and doused it in gasoline. Now, Kanye's been spiraling publicly for a while, but when he dragged Beyoncé and Jay-Z's kids into it, that was a new level of low. Out of nowhere, Ye hopped on Twitter and dropped one of the most disgusting tweets the internet's seen from him, which is saying a lot. He wrote, and I quote, "Has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyoncé's younger kids? They're retarded. Yeah, he really said that. And as if that wasn't bad enough, he started talking about artificial insemination and how having kids is a choice. Like he was trying to make some twisted point about their family not being real. And when the internet exploded in rage, he didn't apologize. He didn't backtrack. He didn't even try to clarify. Nope. He said the only reason he deleted the tweet was because he didn't want his account to get banned. Not because it was hateful, not because he realized it was crossing a line, just because Twitter might flag him. That's it. Then he doubled down again, tweeting, "Jay-Z and Beyoncé ain't never helped me when Kim took my kids. F them and their whole family." He went on a rant about Jay-Z not showing up to his wedding, Beyoncé putting Kendrick on the Super Bowl instead of him, and being the black sheep of the industry. Oh, and just to make sure everyone knew how unhinged he was feeling, he said he regretted deleting the tweet, not because it was wrong, but because it made him look like he folded under pressure. His words, "I'm mad I took it down. Ain't no celebrity ever helped me with these white women taking my kids. F Jay-Z, F Beyoncé, especially her." Whew. And while most people, celebrities, fans, even longtime Yeezy supporters, ran away from this mess like it was radioactive, guess who decided to align herself with him? Yup, Hazel-E. She really said, "Let me stand next to this dumpster fire real quick and see if I can get some likes." But Kanye's meltdown wasn't just about personal beef. His words added fuel to the rumor that something's seriously being hidden about Sir Carter, and now the public can't unhear it. So let's be clear. The public did not let this slide. The minute Kanye's tweet hit the feed, people were done. Even folks who usually ride hard for yeah were like, "Nah, this ain't it." Coming for Beyoncé and Jay-Z, sure, that's messy. But coming for their kids, actual children, using a slur, that's a whole new level of disgusting. Twitter lit him up, TikTok called him out, and YouTube commentators, baby, they had time. People dragged him from every angle. Ableism, bitterness, dragging innocent kids into drama, weaponizing rumors. And even though he deleted the tweet, the internet never forgets. Screenshots flew faster than Hazel-E's wig during a Love and Hip Hop reunion. But here's what really had people heated. Hazel-E doubling down. Instead of backing off, she leaned into the controversy like it was a marketing campaign. On Tasha K's show, she repeated Kanye's claims, added her own concerns, and tried to make it sound like she was helping by demanding Beyoncé speak up about Sir's health. Girl, what? Fans weren't having it. One commenter said, "Why does Hazel-E think she's entitled to Beyoncé's family medical record?" Another said, "Hazel, your child was literally bullied for her name, and this is the hill you choose to die on?" And the fans who really stan Beyoncé? Oh, they were fuming. The Bayhive mobilized like the internet's version of SEAL Team 6. They flooded Hazel's mentions, ratioed the podcast clips, and demanded she keep Beyoncé's entire family out of her mouth, period. Even people who don't follow Beyoncé like that were asking, why is this woman talking about a 6-year-old boy like he's a trending topic? It was giving obsessed. It was giving weird. It was giving please seek help and log off. But the deeper question everyone started asking was this. Why does the public feel so entitled to know everything about Beyoncé's kids in the first place? And why is it that Beyoncé's silence seems to make people even more obsessed? We'll get into that in the next section. Because Queen Bey's silence? Oh, it speaks volumes. Now let's talk about Beyoncé's silence. Because make no mistake, it's not just silence, it's strategy. See, Beyoncé doesn't do random. She's not the kind of celebrity who hops on IG Live mid-meltdown. She's not tweeting clapbacks or issuing press releases every time someone says something reckless. Every move she makes is calculated, polished, and powerful. So if Sir Carter hasn't been seen in public in years, it's intentional. People love to say Beyoncé's so private, and sure she is, but only to a point. When she wants us to see something, we see it. Blue Ivy has been front and center for years. She was at the Grammys, on stage at the Renaissance Tour, even voicing characters in The Lion King. Rumi? She's had her soft launch moments too. Seen backstage, walking with Beyoncé at the Super Bowl, her face carefully chosen in edited footage. But Sir? He's the ghost child of the Carter Empire. And it's not because they forgot to post him. It's because Beyoncé made a very deliberate decision to keep him away from the cameras. That's not secrecy. That's shielding. And can you blame her? Blue Ivy was attacked by grown adults online before she could even speak a full sentence. They came for her hair, her face, her entire existence. People treated her like a meme instead of a child. So imagine what Beyoncé must have felt watching that unfold. Of course, she wasn't about to let that happen again. With Slur or Rumi, even Beyoncé's mother, Miss Tina Knowles, tried to shut the rumors down by saying, "Slur just doesn't like loud environments and prefers doing number stuff. He's quiet. He's smart. He's just a little boy who doesn't care for the spotlight. Not every kid wants to be a mini celebrity." But the public didn't care. The fact that Beyoncé didn't post Slur only made people dig deeper. Because the truth is, the less Beyoncé shares, the more people obsess. And the more people obsess, the more they project. And that's when the rumors start to feel true, even if they're not. Beyoncé knows this. She's watched it happen. And still, she chooses silence. Why? Because Beyoncé is not playing PR games with her children. She's not making statements to appease strangers on the internet. She's not giving y'all access just because you're curious. Her silence, that is the statement. And honestly, it might be the most powerful one she's ever made. But of course, that doesn't stop the internet from spiraling. And it definitely doesn't stop the double standards. Let's get into that next. Let's go ahead and say what needs to be said. The internet treats Beyoncé's kids differently, and the double standard is loud, messy, and deeply rooted in something way bigger than celebrity gossip. When Blue Ivy was born, the internet didn't welcome her with awes and baby emojis. Nope, she got memes, insults, entire threads picking apart a literal toddler's hair, her features, her outfits, as if she was some public experiment instead of a human child. Grown adults logged on every day just to drag a baby for looking like her parents? Make it make sense. And it didn't stop when she started growing up. Blues had to earn respect. And even now, at 13, people are still weirdly obsessed with what she wears, how she dances, how she talks. She's practically a Grammy-winning performer already, but people still act like she's fair game just because she's Beyoncé's daughter. So is it really shocking that Beyoncé is going above and beyond to shield Sir Carter from that mess? Let's be honest. Celebrity kids like the Kardashians' crew or royal babies in the UK are treated with a kind of untouchable curiosity. Paparazzi blur their faces. Celebs get praised for protecting their privacy. But when it comes to Beyoncé, if she's not giving full access to all three kids equally, people act like she's hiding state secrets. It's the kind of energy that only seems to show up when we're talking about black celebrity families, especially powerful black women like Beyoncé. People don't just want to see her. They feel entitled to every corner of her life. And if she chooses to set boundaries, suddenly it's a conspiracy theory. The wildest part? Beyoncé could post a photo of Sir Carter tomorrow, and it still wouldn't be enough. People would dissect his body language, zoom into the background, question his expression. It's not about visibility, it's about control. And Beyoncé's refusal to play that game, that's what drives them crazy. So when people say, why doesn't she just show us he's okay? Maybe the better question is, why do y'all feel entitled to know? Because at the end of the day, Sir Carter isn't a storyline. He's not an album rollout. He's a child. But thanks to Kanye's rant and Hazel-E's messiness, that boundary has officially been crossed. And now we're all stuck in the fallout. Let's wrap this up. So let's be real. This whole situation says more about us than it does about Beyoncé. We're out here dissecting silence like it's a scandal, turning motherhood into a mystery, and expecting a woman who spent her entire career controlling her narrative to suddenly open the gates just because we're curious? Nah, Beyoncé is not hiding Sir Carter because something's wrong. She's protecting him because something's wrong with us. The fact that Hazel-E felt bold enough to speculate on a child's health like she was reading a horoscope is wild. The fact that Kanye weaponized his own beef with the Carters by throwing slurs at their kids? Disgusting. And the fact that the internet still thinks it's okay to demand access to a 6-year-old's life just to feel in the know, that's the real issue. Beyoncé saw what y'all did to Blue. She saw how quickly love turns to mockery when a black child doesn't perform the way the world expects. So with Sir, she didn't gamble. She made a decision. Not this time. And maybe that's what bothers people most. That Beyoncé, the most watched woman on the planet, still has the power to say no, to set a boundary, to protect her child without explanation. So what's the truth about Sir Carter? We don't know. And maybe we're not supposed to. But one thing's for sure. If Beyoncé's protecting him this fiercely, it's not out of shame. It's out of love. And if you can't respect that, maybe you're the one who needs to be exposed.